tell me that the revolution is going to be sponsored by Hulu, Netflix, and Nike? Do you mean to tell me that the revolution for the people's revolution is going to be sponsored by these big corporations? Use your head, people. These people are not for you. Think about this. They are all behind it. They're trying to drum up a narrative to get you to consent to something that's only going to subjugate you. Before you want to know what this is about, and we've seen the article. Van Jones wrote a piece where he was talking about, even though the 5 officers were black, it's still white supremacy. What they're trying to do is come after the police department. They're coming after the police department because they're all in with this diversity, equity, and inclusion. Equity meaning dividing things up and redistributing wealth. This is a Marxist agenda, and I've said this plenty of times. Why are the police department the target of it? Because if you go to any major metropolitan city, the biggest chunk of the city's budget is going to police departments. Sometimes up to 40, we're talking almost nearly half of the budget is going to police departments. If I'm trying to redistribute wealth, and when I talk about wealth, I'm talking about tax dollars. If I'm trying to redistribute that tax dollars, I need to take it from who has the most, and that's police departments. So they want to put it into social programs. These social programs, meaning the city is investing money, that means they own you. The state owns you. This is a Marxist agenda.
I actually do have an ideological frame. Myself and Alicia in particular are trained organizers. We are trained Marxists.
Activists that have agendas that are behind this. Straight up, there's activists with agendas that are behind this. I'm going to say it and say it again. Activists with agendas. I've talked about this before. There are Marxists behind the scenes that are working this angle. Let's vilify the police, right? Let's go after police departments so we can get that money. We really don't think they're racist. We really don't think they're corrupt. We really don't think a lot of things that we're putting out there into the media, but that's for you to think. What our job is we want to get control, because us having control of these funds and being able to redistribute it gives us power. That's what this is really all about. Don't let anybody else fool you into believing this. Look, you got a lot of these fake radicals, fake revolutionaries like a Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick just put out a new documentary on Hulu. Colin Kaepernick has put out a documentary on Netflix. He has got sponsorship deals by Nike. They just put out the 1619 Project on Hulu. Do you mean to tell me that the revolution is going to be sponsored by Hulu, Netflix, and Nike? Do you mean to tell me that the revolution for the people's revolution is going to be sponsored by these big corporations? Use your head, people. These people are not for you. Think about this. They are all behind it. They're trying to drum up a narrative to get you to consent to something that's only going to subjugate you. What those cops did was terrible. I get that. I 100%. But to sit here and say that we should abolish the police, I think that all that's going to do is unleash a fury like you've never seen before. Because I'm telling you, there's an element. If you've never been around it, you would not understand it. There's an element that you're not ready for. You know, when I see these situations happen, I'm just like, this is a square. Most of these people are just individuals that have they might be on drugs. And when you're on drugs, man, that doesn't mean you really know, you're not no criminal. Like you're just a drug addict, and you'll commit crimes to support your habit. But you're not a real criminal. Like you're not out there really committing crimes. You're not really out there like rob. Like this ain't you not know structured, militant type of individual. Those people behind the scenes, those real seasoned veterans, hardcore criminals, they know how to work this. They know how to get away with this. They know how to get pulled over with drugs, guns, dope, all this type of stuff on them and get away from it. They know how to play the police. Trust me, they're not getting up. They're not making no big deal about it. They know how to play it. It's these people that are squares, really, and that's what they are. They maybe dibbled and dabbled and getting high and all this stuff and put themselves in a situation, and then they have flashbacks from things they've seen on social media, and that's causing them to react in a way that it's going to get them killed. Because the cop is hoping, I hope this isn't the real one. I hope this isn't the savage. Because the savage, I know, have no problem taking my life. I'm just saying, bro. That's what's going on. You know, that's why people are saying, why are you protesting? What is there to protest? What is there to protest that you've already been arrested? Because they're going after the system. They're going after the institution because the institution is holding on to wealth that they want. I'm not saying they should have all of that. I'm not saying the police should be funded the way that they are. I'm not saying that there is some things that we should look at as far as in police reform and criminal justice and whatnot. But what I'm saying is those people that are behind it, they're not looking at it in that way. They're looking at it for power. They're funded by the big corporations, Hulu, Netflix, Nike. You can't tell me you're for the people when you're funded by the people that are benefiting from the people's oppression. These big corporations, we seen the biggest transfer of wealth after COVID, and these big corporations made profits. They're behind it. There's an agenda going on behind the scenes. I'm trying to connect the dots for you, man. I'm trying to connect the dots from the Tyre Nichols situation to the Colin Kaepernick situation to the World Economic Forum situation. It's all tied in together. These people are just spokesmen. They come out and they rile you up. They tell you a narrative, and this narrative, you're like, yeah, let's do this. Let's do this. And they behind the scenes going, well, they're funneling power this way. They're funneling power this way.